Hello everyone, this is Rebecca. What's up? I hope you're having a wonderful day wherever you are in this world. In today's video, I want to talk about how to make weight loss easy. I'm going to give you some tips as to how you can make things easier because sometimes things just get a little complicated, or maybe we complicate them just a little bit. Sometimes when we want to adopt that healthier lifestyle, maybe we don't know where to begin, or sometimes we prevent ourselves from getting started because we have all of these ideas about how weight loss is so hard. Sometimes it's that we don't have a strong enough why. Sometimes it's because we don't look for opportunities to make things easier for ourselves. It can also be that we don't even know how to make things easier for ourselves. Takes one to know one, right? I have lived a lot of this that I'm talking about, which is where I'm going to come from my point of view and some things and information that I've collected over the years from diverse places. And I wanted to talk about how sometimes we don't even get started because of our perception that it's not easy, or I'm going to have to give up my favorite foods, when I can't find replacements and kind of all of that. So I want you to embrace that it doesn't have to be hard, embrace that it can be easy. All right, so let's get started. All right, so some of the things that I think that we make hard are tracking food intake, eating healthier foods, and actually moving the body intentionally. Okay, so we all know that keeping track of the energy or food is a little bit challenging, at least at first, but it also depends on how you think about it. Some people tell us that we don't even have to do it at all. And if that's you, and if you've actually had a successful weight loss, then I'm not even sure why you're here, right? But we also know that what doesn't get measured also doesn't get the results that we want. So a small part of us knows that we have to be accountable in some way. So if the thought of us using an app like MyFitnessPal or Lose It seems like a daunting task by having to log all of the individual foods, it gets easier, by the way. You can start by measuring the serving sizes that fit in the palm of your hand. Yes, in the palm of your hand. Just look at your palm, male or female. But if you don't even start with something small, like eyeballing it with the palm of your hand or writing it down in a little notebook, you might not even get started. So don't resist that piece of it. Don't resist doing it, because it might prevent your journey from even beginning. So one of the other things is that we make hard when we want to switch to a healthier lifestyle is when we think of the switch. We can want something all day long, but if we're not aligned completely, or we don't begin aligning with the ideas, again, we won't make the switch completely either. I can tell you that I didn't start out, when I started this in 2014, I didn't start out eating the way that I eat now. I started with smaller steps, and then as time went on, as I did more research, I began to change more things and more things and more things. And that's really how I want you to see this, is that it's the small steps. Okay, so back to the switch. When we think about the switch and we want to move from eating out a lot of fast food, eating in the work cafeteria, eating all of these different places, it can seem kind of overwhelming at first. And sometimes we don't even take it further because we can't get our minds around how we are going to do that. Sometimes too, we actually move from a place of, I'm going to be deprived. All of my favorite foods. What do you mean I have to give up all of my favorite foods? First of all, no one is saying that, because we're talking about a healthier lifestyle that you're going to move into. And so I always tell my clients, don't ever start something that you're not going to stick to. If you start something that isn't aligned with your belief systems, you won't stick to it for very long. And that's why most of us end up falling off the wagon, for lack of a better term, because we don't find things that feel aligned for us. Like, for example, if you are a meat lover, but you've heard that this vegetarian diet works, let me just let you know the secret. They all kind of work. So that's just an aside. But if you're a meat lover and you've heard that being a vegetarian is the way to go, and then you try to be a vegetarian, and then a week later you're thinking, man, I just can't do this. Are you or are you not going to fall off the wagon if your belief systems do not align with what you're trying to achieve? You will. You absolutely will. If you have not found other reasons to be a vegetarian, then you probably won't stick to it for very long. So, what I don't want you to do is end up with putting something in that other category of yet another thing that you didn't finish. So, if you want to incorporate this healthier lifestyle, take small steps to do it. So this is where, can we just chat for a second? Because I feel you, I like the fried chicken too. But this is where we have to get a little creative, is with the food. Because no one wants to eat broiled chicken that looks like the back of your shoe and broccoli. I don't even like broccoli a whole lot, and I sure as heck am not eating broiled chicken, I can tell you that much right now. Okay, so here's the thing. If you love something like fried chicken, because who doesn't like fried chicken? Lots of us do, right? You know that it is very high in calories, so you want to experiment with different ways of cooking chicken. It doesn't have to be broiled, and it doesn't have to look like the back end of your tennis shoe. What you can do is you can lightly fry it or saute it in a half a tablespoon of olive oil, for example, using your favorite spices. Just experiment with the spices. You can experiment with curry and paprika and red pepper flakes and cayenne and all of those things that have all of those good properties. Rosemary, now some of them go better together than others, but experiment with those and find the ones you like. Another way that you can actually prepare chicken is get a Ninja Foodie. There's tons of recipes in there that you can kind of look at, and you can use them as like a base, and you can swap things in and out and do things your way. You could also use a different kind of slow cooker, maybe an Instapot, or another slow cooker that you had in your closet that's been collecting dust for many, many, many years. Just pair it with your vegetables and let it cook for 4 to 6 hours, or whatever that recipe calls for that you want to make. Create your version of the favorite dish that you love. Find ways to create the things that you love. You know, you can find substitutes for breading for the fried chicken, for example. For fried chicken for us, what I actually use here is I can do like a marinade of leaving chicken in a cream. You know, it can be a plant-based cream like Moala, which I love my Moala for just about everything. Moala, and then I can roll it in what I make is breadcrumbs from pork skins and use that as a breading, and it tastes really good. And a little bit of half tablespoon or even a tablespoon of olive oil. You have to get the right olive oil though, so make sure that the one that you get is for sauteing and frying and not for salad, so it's a little bit different. But you can get very close to that taste. Put your seasonings in there and it will taste really good again. This is about experimentation and getting to the taste that you're like, oh yeah, this is so good. There are tons of recipes online that are just waiting to be discovered and waiting for you to pair them with your favorite other meal ideas that you can create with your family. Even desserts, like cheesecake, for example. That is probably my favorite dessert on this planet next to brownies. I have discovered a myriad of ways to create cheesecake. Now, they're not always low in calorie, but they don't contain refined white flour or even wheat flour, and they don't contain refined sugar. So in terms of processed food, yes, it's going to be processed food because cream cheese is processed food, folks. Let's just face it. But you're not having it every day. And even if you did have it every day, if the rest of what you eat is in check, a small slice, that's just icing on the cake for the entire day, right? So make it easy for yourself to pursue a healthy lifestyle, and your brain will get on board and your body will thank you. Your brain will actually thank you too, by the way. All right, so the final one that I want to talk about is the one that everyone likes to dread, is exercise. It's not so bad though. You get used to it, you start to actually crave it, you start to actually want to go there. But let's back up for a second. Let's start with talking about exercise in terms of moving the body intentionally. So what I am referring to is getting the heart rate up high enough that it's more than just a stroll. It's more than just, hey, I'm shopping for clothes or I'm shopping for groceries. So a lot of times though, we don't even take ourselves out for a 10-minute walk, let alone getting the blood moving, let alone any other types of intentional movement. What we really need to do is 30 minutes, but a lot of times we can't even get ourselves to do 10 minutes a day or even 5 minutes. You know, I had a discussion with a client once where she needed to move her body in an intentional way, get that blood pumping. And so we start at something like 10 minutes a day, depending on where someone is, because if you haven't moved for a while, you know, if you live a mainly sedentary life, walking for 10 minutes a day is a great habit to begin developing, rekindle that habit. So sometimes my clients will say, you know, I was researching the other day. I got really, excited about the 10 minutes that I was going to do. And so I started reading all about HIIT training and metabolic training and how it could help me lose weight. Did you do the 10 minutes a day of walking? Well, no, because I was thinking about this HIIT training thing. But if we can't even get ourselves to do 5 to 10 minutes a day of brisk walking, how are we going to get our brain on board to do a HIIT training or metabolic training session? We probably won't. So we get stuck in this stance of just staying still, and again, that never starting. So the likelihood that we'll actually do something that's taxing our body even more is a lot less than if we just made it easy for ourselves. If you want to make a habit of moving the body intentionally every day, start with small steps, like 5 to 10 minutes a day of just brisk walking. That way later, when you consider doing something else like metabolic training or HIIT training, then you will be aligned with that at the time when you are ready to actually consider that. Master the habit first of the small step of the 10 minutes a day and increase your time from there before you move into longer sessions or more taxing sessions of the body. Something like Turbo Jam, which is one of my favorites because she works the whole body and it feels really good. So you see, losing weight can seem like this massive battle that you're about to have, but you can break it down into these bite-sized segments for your journey. Building the muscle of habit takes time, but you have to be willing to take those small steps as you move in that direction and you come into alignment with the healthy lifestyle and the healthy body that you want and deserve. So I want you to be willing to be open to new ideas, recipes, looking at things from different angles, looking at your weight loss journey from different angles, without comparing your journey to someone else's, because that is not what this is about. All right, I hope this video gave you some different ways to think about weight loss in your personal and unique weight loss journey and how it is possible to do it without overwhelming yourself, make it easy, and think about how you can make things easy for yourself so that you will want to do them and actually do them. I want you to have the health that you deserve and a body that you can be proud of, because you are worth it, my friend. All right, that's all I've got for today. I hope this video was helpful in some way. Please like and share as you feel guided to do so. We'll chat soon. Have a good day. Bye-bye.